there was some fear in her.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say to her is dream as big as possible. Like, allow yourself to dream bigger than you've ever dreamed before, because it's all coming for you.
Welcome to Honest Feedback, a podcast here for you. We are here offering advice on alternative perspectives for whatever is on your heart and mind.
I'm Lisset King, and I'm an emotional ninja. I help leaders release baggage and heal unresolved trauma so they can live and love their life of purpose.
I'm Goddess Brittney King, and I'm a pleasure priestess. I help women connect to their deepest truths, their sensuality, their sexuality, and hold the sacred union of both. Welcome back to another episode of Honest Feedback. It is the end of the year, 2024. We're just a few days before winter solstice.
Yeah. That was fast.
I know. It's fast. It's slow. I feel like while I'm like, oh, it's December, I also had like the year felt plentiful.
Yeah, we had a very rich year.
Yes.
Very nourishing.
Very bountiful.
Bountiful. That's such a good word. Yes, it was it was a bountiful year.
Yeah, and we are taking this opportunity, and you should join in as well to reflect on your year. So something that a dear friend, Jenny, shout out Jenny, Jenny in retrograde, taught us is that how important it is to reflect on what has happened before. So that way you can, even deeper solidify the lessons and carry them with you going forward.
Amen.
How long have you done like end of year rituals or like reflection?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't even remember when I started. I remember a house I was living in with my friend Gadget, and it was the last full moon of the year. And I went through my journal, and I remember writing, I wrote down all the baggage I wanted to let go of. And I reflected on all the great things that happened that year. And I guess it started way back then, which I couldn't tell you the year if I wanted to.
How special.
Yeah.
I love it. The last full moon of the year.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, I think that's coming up soon too.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Brittney, you ready to jump into questions?
Sure.
All right. So what was the most unexpected lesson you learned this year?
Ooh, unexpected. Well, we have a reoccurring theme from the universe in the life of Goddess Brittney King.
Oh, yeah.
And that lesson would be around trust
I had a frenzy to that.
and surrender. Have you guys heard of these concepts of trust and surrender? There is a card in this deck that I get, and I would pull it a lot, and it's like, when you think you've surrendered, surrender more. It's just like, I think I have. It was like, let it go, let it go. So for my other controlling girlies, this was like a very humbling lesson for me of all the ways in which I'm trying to control things, and I'm being offered an invitation to trust the universe, trust the divine, surrender to a greater plan than even I can understand or know. And every fucking time that I let go and surrendered, fucking magic and miracles happened. And like, it was like with hosting our very first international retreat, our wedding, like there were so many instances of like really big things in my life. And I had the death grip on a bit, and I realized it wasn't serving me.
Yeah.
And I got an opportunity to release some control. Yeah.
I watched this so up close and personally. I love you.
Yeah.
And there are moments when you just hold on to the way you want it to look.
I know.
And it's not even like, it's just like the plans that the universe had were so much bigger than your plans. But you're like, it should look like this. And I'm like, but babe, it's actually going better than that.
what can I say? What can I say? Sometimes you have a plan and the universe is like, fuck your plan.
I got a better plan.
I got a better plan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't look the way I thought. I know. Yeah. But it's been a welcome surprise, and like to have the beauty and the opportunity to learn that again, that hey, there are things that are better in store for me than I could even dream or imagine. And so to trust the process, to trust that I'm in the right space at the right time, to surrender to something bigger than myself. And the place where I do have control is how I choose to show up and how I choose to react to things. And not all of us pretend that we have that control. We're like, no, so-and-so did this thing to me. I'm angry. They made me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to take full responsibility.
Yeah.
For everything in your life.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, what is a moment or experience from this year that filled your heart with joy?
Oh my gosh. Well, there were so many. There were absolutely so many. The one I have to highlight is our wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Our wedding was incredible. So that was February of this year, which feels like a lifetime ago and yesterday all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I would say this was one of those moments where things went different than what we planned and yet exceeded anything we could have dreamed of.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like to be there to, hand select these group of people who love us, wish nothing but the best for us, and like who hold us in the highest light. And there were moments, my bestie Victoria was like, hey, the wedding day goes fast. And just take a moment every so often to just stop and look around and be in gratitude. And I would do that. And there was a time she stopped me during the wedding. She goes, hey, look.
Victoria.
And it did. It was those moments I slowed down and I got to see like, some of my newest friends talking to my family from ages ago, like the dance floor filled with all of our community.
Yeah.
It's like busting a move. It's like, it was so, so fun. And my heart is still, plus we have a dope wedding video.
Oh my gosh.
Which every so often we're just like, you want to like eat dinner and watch our wedding video?
Yes. It makes me cry every time.
It does. We should do that tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
So I would say the wedding by far was one of the moments I can just go back to, like, talk about best day of your life. Like, I know why they call it that.
Yeah.
And God, so many amazing, amazing moments after that as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I would just say, same question back at you. What's a moment or experience from this year that filled your heart with joy?
Okay. I'm going to say also, well, I'm going to share too. The wedding.
Yes.
The wedding was everything that I had dreamed of. And my word of the year was miracle. And that wedding solidified for me that miracles do exist. I mean, there's been so much evidence. I also think of you as one of my miracle solidifiers.
Oh, thanks.
But to have something just blow your Pinterest board out of the water.
Yes.
And being in that circle with our loved ones around us and our dear friend and sister, Lynn, leading us through the most beautiful ritual. I just felt this energy and this power and this stepping into this new space in our life. And it's like we were already married and there was something about being witnessed that I just felt a level of joy that has just been truly, truly transcendent. And I've been able to carry that into my life. And which brings me to my another moment of joy was at the retreat, at our first retreat.
Yes.
At Full Body Yes, which was such a labor of love. Of like, I've been wanting to host something like this for years and it finally coming to fruition. And it was just like, it just felt so big. And then to be teaching in that space and see women expressing themselves and in their pleasure and in their joy and hear the laughter and the music's going and like, there was just so much freedom. And to like have that moment, that pause moment of, I'm inside my dream.
Yes.
I'm inside something that used to be a dream in my head and I'm in it in this moment and just the joy I got from that experience.
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. Just like whenever we're having these precious moments, these moments that if you dissociate or you work so hard toward it, it can just go by in a flash. And for us to know to stop and take a moment to pause and be in those moments, like that's how we make the year so rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to ask you, what challenges did you face and how did you grow from them?
Wow. I think this year, more than anything, it's best first world challenges I've ever had in my life. I got to say yes to more things than I've ever said yes to before. You know, I had just sent my year-end email out, and I have left the country 6 times this year, which, you know, if I told me 10 years ago that I would have done that, would have never. And every time I said yes to something, I was like butt puckering, like, oh, can we do this? I remember I had invested in myself with my mentor in a really big way. And there was this moment where I was like crying in the bedroom, and I was like, babe, can we do this? Can we do this? Like, is this smart? Can we invest in this to this level? Because I believe, and she and Brittney, being the goddess that she is,
I feel like I yelled at you.
You did. She did. She yelled at me in the most loving way. Brittney has a very sweet yell. And what she said was, do you fucking believe in yourself? And I was like, oh, yes. And she goes, well, then act like it. And I'm like, she goes, do you believe we can do it? And I go, yes, we can do it. Then we're fucking doing it. And I was like, oh, okay. And that moment, you know, I wiped the tears from my eyes, and I was like, oh, wow. Like that every time I said yes to myself, I had to believe in me to the next degree, to the next level. Like, can we do this? You know, and we did. Everything we said yes to came back threefold.
At least.
Yeah. So it's been a big year in all the ways. And I think the challenge was to grow into the person I knew I was becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. The next question is there something you accomplished that you haven't celebrated yet?
Ooh. Okay. Well, this has been the year that, you know, with the exception of college, which is kind of all together, that I have most invested in myself, like time, energy, financially, for all the ways in which I wanted to grow as myself, as a business owner, as just a human in life. And like, I showed up hard, and it was like big, intense trainings where it's like, hey, here's a 2-week training. It's like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Here's a 3-week training. Here's another 2-week training. Here's another 2-week training. And I showed up for these experiences and like went through the fire to become me, the me who's on the other side of those experiences. And they made me so much more congruent, know myself better, be able to serve at a higher capacity. And I haven't really celebrated that because, you know, I've just been like, oh, you know, like everyone does personal development, but like everyone doesn't do personal development.
Not everyone does.
And not at the level that we do.
Yes. And the level you did this year, like, wow. I went to the courses that Brittney did this year, and like, you know, we went to Hawaii twice this year.
We went to Hawaii twice.
We went to Hawaii twice. You did the 2-week course. You did the training, the trainer's training.
Yeah.
Those were like burners. Yeah. Those are incredible. Like, I came out of all of those so different, and so have you. Like the certainty that I see in you. So yeah, let's celebrate that.
Yeah.
Oh, love that. I celebrate you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, baby. I'm proud of me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's this great woman. I think she's on Abbott Elementary. I cannot remember her name, but she's a fabulous Black woman. And she got an award. She goes, I just want to let everyone know I am proud of me because I was with me in those dark moments and like the small moments by yourself when, you know, sometimes people really can celebrate like the big moment, like, hey, you graduated, you did this thing. But it's like, to me, it's like the moments I'm most proud of for myself is like when I sat with myself in my altar room and cried on the floor and got myself to the other side of fear. Or when I, again, on the bathroom floor, cry.
Yeah.
I like to cry on the floor sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm there and I'm overwhelmed and I'm feeling it and I'm in it and I'm like, I'm just not sure if I can do this training, or like, I'm not sure if we can pay for this, and and it's like who I have been to myself in those moments of choice of I can choose to stay small or I can choose to lean into the unknown and become the next version of myself. And I am fucking proud of myself for that.
Amen. I'm so proud of you. That's a great lead into the next question. What would you tell the version of yourself from the start of the year?
Ooh, get ready, girl. Get ready. Like, this is going to be the best year yet. And it's something that I wish to every friend, or like anytime it's someone's birthday, I'm like, may this year be your best year yet.
Yes.
And I really felt that vibration for myself. As I said, my word for this year was miracle. And I experienced so many miracles, so much beauty, so much joy, so much just life. And it was beautiful and it was great. What would you say to yourself at the beginning of this year?
Ooh, man. What I remember was there was some fear in her. And what I would say to her is dream as big as possible. Like, allow yourself to dream bigger than you've ever dreamed before, because it's all coming for you.
Oh,
It's all coming for you. Like, do not hesitate for a second.
so big.
Yeah.
Dream big. Oh my gosh, it just makes me think about you climbing that mountain.
Yeah, I climbed a mountain, y'all.
I know.
Yeah.
A mountain, like a big one.
A mountain. I would also like to answer the other question.
Which one?
The one right before it.
Was there something you accomplished that you haven't celebrated yet?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Okay. I would say climbing a mountain was incredible. And I remember being sore for a while. And I saw my massage therapist, shout out Jillian. And I remember that being like my celebration for it.
Yeah.
And yet the year itself was a mountain. And, I think the biggest thing that's going on in my life is I just signed up for grad school.
Woo-hoo!
For a doctoral program.
Yes.
And this is a dream I've had since I was a little girl. If you told me at the beginning of the year that this would happen, I would think you were smoking something, like honestly, just, it was not on the radar. It was always something that got kicked down the road. I want to do it before I turned 50 or something, but I'm like doing it. And so I think there's some big celebration in order.
Absolutely. Dr. King.
Yeah.
She's soon going to be Dr. Baby.
That's right. Change the title card.
Yes.
Yes. Brittney, is there something you're ready to let go of from this year?
Yeah, I am ready to let go of the known.
Oh, damn.
I know.
I didn't think you'd say that.
I didn't think I would say that either.
That hit me hard.
I know. That's like I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
And in the past, I've always been like, I'm ready to let go of fear, and I'm ready to go of fear. And I'm like, yeah, you just keep kind of creating more of the fear. Like, there's been like more, and it's just like every time it's a choice. And I feel like I have the tools to understand and how to get myself to pivot from that choice from fear to love, which is how Marianne Williamson defines a miracle. So I was just like, what is it that I'm willing to let go of? And it's like, I'm willing to let go of the known, because I have realized and I have learned that everything that I desire has come from the unknown. Like, I didn't know I was going to be a pleasure priestess. I didn't know I was going to meet you. I didn't know like I would fucking love the new Billie Eilish album so much and that she would become a gay icon.
We didn't know that.
I didn't know that she was going to be a zaddy. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but like came from the unknown.
Yeah.
So I like to let go of what I think I know and embrace what could be. That is where I'm living.
Love that.
Yeah. How about for you? Same question.
Oh, gosh. I mean, that one's still reverberating through me. Your answer's reverberating through me. What am I ready to let go of? Any ideas of my smallness? Yeah. Any ideas that I can't do something or won't do something, or, just leaning into the yes of I still have so much time and so much energy left in the tank, and there's still so much to create. So smallness.
Yeah.
Smallness got to go with 24.
Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the kings.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just so powerful. Like, are you guys feeling these questions and the power of reflecting on your year in this deep and thoughtful way?
Yeah.
A book that you introduced me to was talking about The Gap in the Gain.
Yes.
By Ben and Dan. You guys know.
Your friends.
My friends Ben and Dan.
Ben Hardy and Dan Sullivan.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So The Gap in the Gain. And so often we are looking at like, where are we trying to go? But we forget to take a look back at where we've come.
Yes.
And so really looking at where you've come from and what you've gotten, like, what are you feeling most grateful for in this year? Gratitude is my favorite way to like reflect on backwards. What are you feeling most grateful for from this past year?
What am I feeling most grateful
Or
for?
who are you feeling most grateful for? Or both?
I'd like to thank myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to thank myself for feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Boss moves.
Yeah. And, my community, my gosh, I have such a magnificent community. It would take too long to list everyone. And like steel's sharpen steel.
Yes.
And I have practitioners that have served me in doing my work so that I can continue to up level and cycle up. And I'm just beyond grateful. Kyle, Chloe, you, my family just always being supportive. And, I told them the big news and everyone was like, fuck yeah, about time.
Yeah.
And I just love.
One of your brothers says, do you write prescriptions?
Yes. He would. And, just my community has just blown me away. The people that have gone to our retreats, the people that have allowed me to be part of their growth and seeing them expand and like just watching their journeys of living their life in joy and pleasure. I'm just inspired by all the people I get to be around, like so deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so big.
Yeah. And how about you? What are you most grateful for?
I feel in such deep gratitude for every woman who has allowed me to serve her this year. Like, it's such an honor to be witness and to be a part of someone's transformation, to be a part of someone's awakening, to be a part of someone's light coming back. And it's not work that I take lightly. And I just feel so much gratitude that people have trusted me to hold space for their souls and hold space for some of their most intimate parts of themselves and share it with me and trusted me to support them in becoming their greatest version of themselves. And so like, shout out to all my queens.
Yeah.
Oh my goddesses. I love you ladies so much. So yeah, I'm grateful for all of those beings and it just feels so good.
Yeah. Speaking of the wonderful queens that you've been serving, Brittney and I are creating something beautiful.
So beautiful. I am so excited because there has been a piece of land that has been on my heart and calling me to bring women to this sacred site for us to serve the medicine that we serve. And that space is Sedona, Arizona, the beautiful Red Rocks. And we are so excited to invite you to awaken your fire. This is a 3-day transformational experience for women where you get to reignite your passion and free your powerful inner spark. We're going to have release work. Yeah. We're going to have sensual movement. We're going to have a private vortex ceremony.
Yes.
We are going to have rituals, and this is all about standing in your light, standing in your power, allowing yourself to be liberated from smallness, from the known, and embrace all that you are and all that you're becoming.
Yeah. So check out the link below and join us because this is going to be unbelievably powerful. And we have priced it at an irresistible price point.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and hit that link, get all the details, sign up now.
Now.
Take a moment. We'll wait.
Spots are limited.
Spots are limited. Thank you so much for joining us there, because we know that the growth is going to be exponential and it will just compound throughout your life.
Oh, yes. The women, the testimonials that you should see from our other experiences.
Yes.
It's just like, I mean, yeah, we're very excited. So check out the deal, get the special, sign up now, bring friends.
Bring friends.
And we cannot wait to serve you. So something that I love to do, the little witchiness, are like rituals for honoring the year. So I feel like we kind of already started your ritual. Do you want to talk about it more?
Yeah. So essentially you can go back through your journal, if you're someone who journals, or just go back through your calendar and look at the things that you've done and allow yourself a moment to sit and celebrate, and even just picture yourself back in those moments that lit you up. And then take a moment to write down all the things that you're ready to let go of and burn it. Create a beautiful fire ritual.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Well, I have a ritual that was shared with me from one of my mentors, Jolie Dawn, and she gets out like giant Post-it note things and a lot of different colors, and she goes by month going through her journal and her photo albums, and it's kind of like the game Rose and Thorn. So like, what are all the beautiful things, like what were all the grateful things, what were all the wins, and then what were the opportunities for growth, and what were the lessons that you took from that. And then you have it all on one giant sheet, and that's like a really powerful way to reflect like a year at a glance, where you're like, I can see my huge fucking wins, and I can also see the lessons right alongside them. So I am here for that.
I love that.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a little end of the year party and do these things together.
Yeah, stay tuned. So that's a beautiful way to wrap up the year. Well, how do we set ourselves up in the next year?
Yeah, so I feel that this is such a potent time to plant seeds, because yes, January is a new year. Yay, we're here for that.
Yeah.
Also, the spring, April, is also energetically a new year.
Yes.
And so I like to take this time of like, what are the seeds that I am planting in the earth that I wish to sprout in the spring? Like, what am I growing for myself? So starting to even think about, what is it I would like to grow in the next year? Something that I love to do is think about a word of the year. So I've mentioned this a few times, and for me, what I have done is my word of the year is a word that I choose, and I ask that word to teach me about itself. So this past year it was miracle, and I got to experience miracles, but also that frequency of miracles taught me about itself. And like that definition that I found from Marianne Williamson, it's a shift in perspective from fear to love. And then it was just like, wow, I experience miracles every day. Every day. And every day I get an opportunity to choose into a miracle by choosing into love. Like, wow. So I am still marinating on what my word for next year is. Have you done the word thing?
I have. And I was just thinking about it as you were talking. I was like, I believe my word was freedom.
Ooh.
I haven't had it front of mind, but gosh, my life has reflected it so deeply.
Yeah.
This has been the most I've ever traveled, definitely traveled abroad. I think I've stamped my passport more times this year than over the past several years. So I just feel so blown away by that word, planting the seed of it, and just watching all the fruit come. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to sit in the ritual of what my word will be for 24 as well. But that is that has been fertile ground for this year. So definitely carrying that into the next year.
Great.
Brittany.
Yes.
What's one big, bold dream you're ready to say yes to?
Ooh, a big, bold dream that I am ready to say yes to. Okay. Well, sneak peek. I am ready to say yes to the work with couples that we've been wondering.
Yeah.
And this has been a download that has been coming through the field for quite some time, of how we as partners can support other people in relationship and fostering and growing the most nourishing, loving, joy-filled, expansive, fucking great sex kind of relationships. because that's what we be living in. And people ask us how, but why? And can I have that? And is this only because you're gay? And it's like, I mean, that definitely gives us extra points in some areas. I mostly just, but we have a lot of really amazing practices that help our relationship thrive and soar to new heights. And I feel really honored to like own that part of ourselves and own that part of my story and share that with other people. So the big bold dream I'm ready to say yes to is that experience. You will find out about it soon. Stay tuned. You know it's going to have a retreat component.
Yes.
It's going to have a retreat component, possibly an online course. But that's going to be coming in 2025. And I feel very excited. Okay, same question. What's one big, bold dream you are ready to say yes to?
Wow. I have to say, like, signing up for school is that, you know, I feel next year there's going to be a lot of discipline to sitting, you know, making sure that I get through my curriculum and everything. I want to do it in a timely manner. And so there's a lot of focus there. And this dream that we're creating together, King Experiences, which is our business combined, and seeing how big and beautiful we can make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
Yay. Well, how will you prioritize pleasure in the new year?
Oh, I feel like this is a really private question.
I mean, whatever you feel, I mark explicit.
You do mark it explicit.
Pleasure can mean anything, or you can say pleasure and joy.
Okay.
If that softens it for you.
Yeah. I'm just like, well, do we want to tell them that we're doing it every morning?
Yes.
Yes.
How are we prioritizing pleasure? Have you tried starting your day with sex?
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It really does.
For the day.
The day only, like, it
only gets better.
It only gets better.
Yeah.
Every day that we start the day with sex,
Yeah.
it is a day where it's the potential to be the best day ever. That's it. 100%.
I know.
So there,
and we got a waffle iron, so like shit is getting real.
Waffles and sex. Okay. They go really well together.
Pleasure in the new year. These are things we've already started.
Already started.
Well, besides starting the day with sex, which I highly recommend, is there any other way in which you are prioritizing pleasure or joy?
You know, I will say bringing more celebration in.
Ooh.
I feel like we have been very go from this to that. I remember at one point I had a day between retreats. I had just served at a really beautiful retreat, and then I had a day, and then I went to Bali, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. And taking a moment to celebrate, and not just those big things, but the small wins.
Yeah.
You know, I really want to bring in celebration into this next year. I think that'll be a great way to add that pleasure and joy.
Yeah. Pleasure. How I'm going to prioritize pleasure in the new year. I feel like I'm going to start sharing more explicitly about sex. I was felt at the whim of the Instagram bots and gods of what can be shared and what cannot be shared and and feeling like, well, I can't say all of this and all of that. And I was like, pleasure is so important. I'm a fucking pleasure priestess, y'all.
Yeah.
It's highest value.
Yeah.
And I talk about a lot of different ways of what we can experience pleasure, and sexual pleasure is something that really brings me a lot of joy. And I know other people desire that specific sprinkling of joy. And so I'm going to prioritize that. More sex, more sharing about sex.
I love
more
it.
having sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, family.
Hi, Mom. Hi, brothers.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. Well, you know, it wouldn't be us if we weren't honestly sharing.
I know.
What we do.
I know.
Beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, we are being very honest, and this was just so great to have this space to start to reflect on the past year and start to plant the seeds for the new.
Yeah, it really honestly, in this moment, I feel energized. I'm so excited about next year and what we've already created. So we definitely want to encourage you, like, take a moment to reflect on these questions. We'll make a list of the questions below. We'll include them in the show notes so that you can ritualize the end of your year and set yourself up for the best year yet. Because I can say with absolute certainty, this has been the best year of my life.
Same.
And it's only getting better.
Let's double it. Let's let it get better.
Yes,
Yeah.
And whatever life is lifing, you could turn on the news and feel any sort of way that you don't want to feel, or you can create your life for yourself. And we are big on creating your own life.
Yes.
And being at cause for your biggest dreams and your biggest desires and your best life. And life gonna be lifey. And you can still be in control of that.
Absolutely. And allow yourself to surrender and trust to what's not in your control.
Amen.
Well, until we meet again, have a beautiful, beautiful new year. We are creating amazing episodes. And to do that, we love hearing from you. So give us a call, 971-895-4111. You can leave us a voicemail. You can text us. You can also DM us on Instagram at Honest Feedback Podcast. And until we meet again, be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all.